Today on the channel, we continue on with Jack's Classic Superstars Series 22 with Sparkplug Bob Holly, Matt Hardy, and Andy Kaufman.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Jack's Classic Superstars unboxing and review, as today we're going to take a look at Sparkplug Bob Holly, Andy Kaufman, and Matt Hardy. But remember, for all your modern day wrestling figure needs, make sure you're going over to Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. Got to get a deal all day long. But we are at Series 22, finishing up Series 22 in these Classic Superstars unboxings every single Tuesday on the channel for well over 2 years now. We've had Jack's Classic Superstars content, and we got a long ways to go in a short time to get there, like a young Jerry Reed would say. But today, we're taking a look at some of my favorite ones, or I should say one of my favorite ones, and that is the Andy Kaufman figure here. Just absolutely tremendous. Love that we got Andy Kaufman in the Jack's Classic Superstars line, and that makes a lot of sense because Jeremy Padawer, growing up in the Memphis area as a kid, was there watching Lawler versus Kaufman and Kaufman's time in Memphis. So it really struck a chord with him as it struck a chord with me. I am a little younger than Jeremy, but I remember renting VHS tapes. I remember renting David Letterman VHS tapes. I was a big David Letterman fan in the 80s, early 90s. Absolutely loved Andy Kaufman from Taxi. Bringing him into the wrestling world and seeing this after it unfolded many years later, my mind was blown. Young Kyle just went, pow, I couldn't believe it. And it still holds up to be some of the best wrestling angles, wrestling event of all time is the Jerry Lawler, Andy Kaufman saga, we'll call it there. So very, very cool, very iconic, and just so happy we got two Andy Kaufman figures in the Jack's Classic Superstars line now. Hopefully one of these days Mattel can hook us up. Let's get a Mattel Elite Andy Kaufman. Let's get some of that. Put it in the Hollywood line. Put it wherever you need to put it. I don't care, but Andy Kaufman deserves a Mattel Elite. I would love to see it. But of course, we're going to do this review kind of like all the other ones on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. I don't need to unbox these three. I already have these guys loose in my collection, so we'll go from there at that point. But let's start it off and let's do the Andy Kaufman. Already kind of teed it up, so we might as well finish this one off. But we got old Andy Kaufman there. Quite the deluxe figure here with the neck, soft good neck brace, soft goods robe, and then it does come with a stretcher, which makes all the sense. A lot of people would say, oh, that's just a Jack's throwing an accessory in. No, he was stretchered out, of course, as we remember in that great angle. If you've never seen it, make sure you're watching it. I do believe there's going to be Tales of the Territories on the Vice Network, depending where you're watching this. Of course, I'm filming this way ahead for Patreon members, so if you're a Patreon member, that episode's going to drop pretty soon. If you're not a Patreon member, it's probably 2023 by now when you're seeing this. But the Andy Kaufman looks really good here. There's Andy on the side. Andy Kaufman, of course, but they're going to do a video, an episode all about this angle, so that should be really good. It should get some renewed focus on that bitter rivalry between Kaufman and Lawler. Got the cross sell down below. Of course, we were unboxing all these on the channel. Make sure you check that out. UPC's warnings, tail of the tape, the blurb, Andy Kaufman, it's all there. On the back, what's it say? Andy Kaufman, weight 175 pounds, height 5'10", no blurb, nothing here. Talk about a missed opportunity. That's the yin and the yang with the Jack's Classic line. Every now and again, we get some good stuff. No blurb here. They could have put something there, but for whatever reason, they chose not to, which is really disappointing in this case. But it is what it is. But let's grab Andy Kaufman here. Let's go through it. Let's look at this accessory first. Now, he comes with a stretcher accessory. We've seen this in the past, so with Big John Studd, the 1 of 3,000 Undertaker, a few other figures over the years. A nice accessory, though. Very cool to get a stretcher. It's always funny with these Jack's accessories. Why does it have to have the big hole in it? Why does it got all this? Sometimes you will see the pillow painted with white. Sometimes it's unpainted like this one. Just depends which figure you're getting it with is what it comes down to. But a nice plastic accessory, nice girth and nice weight to this one as well. But then we get down to the Andy Kaufman figure here. Just a fabulous, fabulous figure. They even got his patented unibrow down. They got his wacky hair going on. Looks like Andy Kaufman all day long. Just a beautiful, beautiful figure. I hate taking the robe off of this guy because I can never tie these as nice as they are right here. But for science, we're going to take it off. I guess we got to do that. But man, a fabulous robe. Just really, really does look good. Feels good. Feels like quality we don't get in this day and age from Jazzwares and Mattel. Just fabulous, fabulous quality here. Without further ado, I'm going to take this off. I'm going to disrobe Andy Kaufman. Oh, it hurts. I should have videotaped it. How can I put this back how it was? That's what I want to do. But we're going to get this beautiful blue robe off of him. And we're going to check out this figure here. If I can get it off. There it is. Man, fabulous. And this is one of those figures I would love to have 2 loose versions of this, because I would have no problems displaying him like this in his crazy wrestling attire. Now, we've seen this wrestling attire over the years with Jimmy the Mouth South Hart. I think Jimmy Hart gave him the inspiration for this attire. We've seen it fairly recently in the last couple of years with Mark Sterling, Smart Mark Sterling on AEW wearing something like this. So just very, very cool with the white jumpsuit here with the shorts, the boxing trunks on, the boxing boots. Just really, really funny. Of course, Andy Kaufman, a tall guy, but a very slender guy. Not a very muscular guy, as we know. But he was the female professional wrestling champion of the world, as we know. I do wear that shirt from time to time. I do love this soft goods neck brace. Absolutely fabulous accessory here. Fabulous, fabulous. They even put a little chest hair on Andy there. Just an all-around great figure. And like I said, the more I play with this, the more I hold this one, I really need 2 of these. I need one in the robe, one without the robe. So I'm going to add this to my save searches. Can I find another Andy Kaufman figure? Of course, pricey in this day and age, but hopefully I can stumble across one somewhere along the line, because, man, this is just a fabulous, fabulous figure. I really do like this one. Can't say enough good things about it, old Andy Kaufman. Very, very cool to get him in any Classic Superstars line, and especially Classic Superstars Series 22. How about? So there is Andy Kaufman off to the side for now. Just absolutely fabulous figure. Now we're going to take a look at old spark plug Bob Holly. And there he is, old Sparky Plug. Now, Bob Holly's a guy we need some Mattel Elites from. It's crazy we haven't got anything. We got a few different Ruthless Aggressions, but this is the only Spark Plug figure we ever did receive. He does come with a hardcore title belt, as you can see, as his accessory. There he is on the side, old Sparky Plug. Bob Spark Plug Holly on the side there. And there it is right there. They've got the big cross sell. Of course, we're unboxing all those guys. UPC's warnings, tail of the tape, the blurb, and we got the glamour shot. Let's see what it says about old Bob Holly. Bob Sparkplug Holly. Weight 235 pounds. Height 6 feet tall. Finishing move, the old Alabama Slam. Titles, World Tag Team Champion and Hardcore Champion. Strangely enough, Bob Holly lives like 2.5 hours from me. He moved to the area. He's been on a few local indie shows, but pretty much semi-retired at this point, it seems like. But I see Bob every once in a blue moon. Once in a blue moon, there he is. But there it is. There he is in the package here. We'll put him off to the side because I do have him unboxed and ready to go. Very interesting Bob Holly figure. Of course, when people think of Bob Holly, I guess either you remember this or you don't. That's just the way most things are, I know. But, of course, the race car driver gimmick, back when everybody had to have multiple jobs, did absolutely nothing for me. This era of Bob Holly was immediate channel turner for me. Just didn't do anything for me. I love the hardcore icon Bob Holly. An interesting character for sure over the years, Bob Holly. But very cool with the checkered on here. Very race or Cheap Trick fan base here, but very race-esque. Got the 15 on the back here. 15 on the front. He actually was a race car driver, as we do know. Got that beautiful long mullet going on. And at the end of the day, I think if somebody handed me this head, it might take me a little bit, because if somebody said, who is this? Usually when you think Bob Holly, you think of the short blonde hair. You don't think of this, but I think the minute somebody says, that's Bob Holly, you're going to say, oh yeah, Sparkplug Bob Holly. At least that is for me. He does come with a fist and a gripping hand. Articulation, arms go all the way around. Bicep cut, single jointed elbow, hands back and forth. Waist articulation, legs up and down, so you get some little forward split action. You do get the single jointed knees, of course the knee pads like I talked about, ankles back and forth, and that is it for articulation. And all three of these guys are going to have the exact same articulation, as you guys know. But cool enough, they gave us Bob Holly in his debut WWF attire, which I think really was fitting for the Classic Superstars line at the time. As I said, we were getting the traditional Bob Holly most people think of in the Ruthless Aggression sets at the time. So this really did work out. And this was really a great way for a contracted WWE talent at the time to get a throwback look that was already an easy one to sign into the Classics line. So that made a lot of sense from where I sit. And as you guys know, right here at this table is where I do sit. So now we turn our attention over to Matt Hardy, and this is an interesting one, as we did get Jeff Hardy in a separate set. Always a head scratcher, always a dangerous move from Jax. They would love to split up our tag teams and sometimes not give us the yin to the yang, and that was one of the most frustrating things for Jax Class Superstars from where I sit. Once again, I'd hit this table right here. But Matt Hardy, another guy that was a current guy that didn't feel classic at the time, but all these years later, now we get kind of the dark version of the Hardys back in the day. It does feel classic, so it does work out. Looking really good. You got Matt Hardy right there. He just got the wooden table as his accessory. Matt Hardy on the side. And Matt Hardy right there. Of course, Class Superstar Series 22 up in the band at the top. And on the back there, you got Matt Hardy. You got the blurb. You got the action shots. You got the cross-sell, UPC's warning, tail of the tape, all that fun stuff. Let's read what it says about old Matt Hardy here. Weight, 225 pounds, 6'2". Finishing move, the good old twist of fate. Titles, United States Champion, World Tag Team Champion, European Champion, Cruiserweight Champion, and Hardcore Champion. He really ran the gamut over there in the WWE, and I got to think one day, a future Hall of Famer, there's no doubt him and Jeff both belong in the Hall of Fame, and I'm sure it'll happen one of these days. Who knows when? But of course, I do have this Matt Hardy figure right here, and I always liked this Matt Hardy. Maybe I didn't like it when it first came out, but over time, I've liked it a lot more. It is your typical Matt Hardy ruthless aggression style body. We saw this multiple times, but the head is really what's different on this one, with the hair down in his face, like a young Bret Hart, some might say. You got the blue and black attack shirt going on there with the kind of fade to it, almost tie-dye-esque without being tie-dye. Then the black pocket pants and stuff. It really just screamed back to the old Brood days or the Michael P.S. Hayes days, when they were first cutting their teeth in the WWE at the time. And like I said, a lot like Bob Holly, we were getting Matt Hardy figures at a pretty regular basis in the Ruthless Aggression series. So this is an easy one to throw into the Classic Superstars lineup, but all these years later, truly does feel classic. I am happy to report, as you guys know, we did get the matching Jeff Hardy, so that's always great when you get the matching tag teams in the Classic Superstars line, and we did get that Jeff Hardy to go with this one. So at the end of the day, a fabulous, fabulous threesome right here. Bob Spark Plug Holly, probably the weak link for me here, which is kind of funny to say that because we've never got another figure of him in this version. This is the only one where we did get 2 Andy Kaufmans, and we've got like literally 100 Matt Hardys at this point. But I do not like this... This Bob Holly just doesn't fit the mold of what I was really looking for as much as Matt Hardy, but it's still good. It's still classic. These all work for me, but by far and away, the winner of this set here is Andy Kaufman for me. Absolutely love it. Absolutely need to find another one. I've convinced myself throughout this review that I need another Andy Kaufman figure, so I'm going to be off to the races trying to find one of those. Wish me luck on that hunt. But what say you guys out there? What are your thoughts on these 3 from Class Superstars Series 22? All in, all out? Did you get them back in the day? Playing a long game still after all these years? Let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell. As you guys know, we got videos every single day and then some. You don't want to miss one, so make sure you hit the old notification bell. Patreon, where you can get videos like this much earlier. We're talking 6 to 8 months earlier, probably, on Patreon. You also support the channel over there. You get bonus content, exclusive content, early access, a lot going on the Patreon. And best of all, you do support the channel. You can also support the channel over at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. And then don't forget about social media. SirPaul64 is where you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. So for Bob Sparkplug Holly, Matt Hardy, and Andy Kaufman, I'm Kyle, and I'll see you guys all real soon.